dating and relationship advice. Again, we're going to talk about lying about our age because we're going to beat this dead horse. We're going to meet Liz, who has first-hand experience.
Well, hello.
Hey.
You just interrupted a podcast that I was so intently listening to about church tongue or porn tongue.
Oh, do you know that reference?
Yeah. Actually, I didn't remember it until you mentioned the movie, and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, okay.
When Moore said that, I was like, oh, I can remember the scene now.
Yeah, at least I had no clue, so that was funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, I felt that I needed to, since he put it all out there, I was like, God, maybe I should tell him he's giving the bit that I've already done.
Right.
Which I don't think it's a big deal, but, clearly, apparently, seems like it is a big deal. I haven't really encountered it to be a big deal, but I have absolutely no barometer because I haven't really gone out with too many people. So.
Have you met anybody that changed their age, or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yep.
And so, what happened with that?
Yeah. It was no big deal. It's one guy in Colorado. He changed his age much more than mine. But it was totally fine because I completely understood. I wasn't offended or angry because he was super useful and hung out with an age range that made him feel even more useful, and his situation was odd. So and he really didn't want to be with women. I think he was 55 or 50, early 50s or something, and he said he was 46 or something. So it's actually quite a big difference in age. But he just didn't want to be with anybody. He hadn't really found any women attractive over a certain age, so that's why he did it. And he was super, super active, super athletic, and I don't know, he couldn't find women of a certain age that were really athletic. So that's why he did it.
Oh, well, yeah, I can probably see that.
That was the only guy that I knew changed his age, or that I met. I'm sure there's plenty of guys that lie that I've talked to, but I've never met them.
Well, that definitely sounds like your type, super athletic. So whatever happened to that?
He lives in Denver, Colorado. So
that's right.
I'm not going to go anywhere. And I was there, he's an expert skier, and when I was passing through Denver last Christmas, he filtered into my feed a bunch of guys, because Denver's insane. There's so many guys and skiers and stuff, and so we started chatting. So when I went back out on my way to Idaho to ski, I stopped in Colorado, Denver, to ski Copper. So we skied together, and I hung out with all his friends and stuff, and it was awesome weekend. And he is an amazing, amazing skier, and we had a great time skiing. So that was really the impetus for me. I wanted to ski with good skiers, but he wasn't really interested in continuing anything other than that weekend. So, fine, so that's what happened to that.
So I guess besides Cheryl's reference of real estate, what made you decide to change your age?
Everything that she said, I don't, unfortunately, just tend to be attracted to younger guys for all the reasons that she mentioned. I guess I don't know, I've been told that I don't look my age, and I also have super high energy for what I do. And I just tend to skew younger, and younger
Oh yeah.
Um, what?
Yeah, that's like old man syndrome, as I would call it. You know,
Yeah, just like I don't know,
too
things
much
like that.
baggage.
I mean, I'm by nature who I am, and my like birth sign and everything. I'm just a adventurous type of person when I can be, and I want somebody. I would like to be with somebody who has similar urges like that when they can. And I don't know. I get bored easily, I guess, type of thing. So I like to, I feel like older men are like set in their ways. And I don't know.
So I've had so much slack with lying about ages and stuff like that because somebody suggested that to me because I couldn't get a hit to save my life. I get maybe one or two, somebody interested maybe every 3 months. But other than that, I would never get anything until, somebody suggested that I change my age. But then...
I know. I listened to what your reasoning was.
And it says that in my profile.
No, it doesn't. It says 50.
No, you have to go into the body of the profile, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see my age.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not doing it to do it right now. I'm driving, but gotcha.
So, yeah,
I guess I missed that, or it didn't matter. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, see, Bumble, I've had that Bumble account forever. And for some reason, the age doesn't change, so I had to keep on changing it in the body. So every time I change it physically, so it appears at the top, they would actually change it back. I'm not sure why. But,
that's weird.
Yeah. I mean, because I worked a long time on that profile just to think of good things. So if I were to delete that profile and recreate it, my old profile would come up because it's attached to either Facebook or my email. So I'm kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, I haven't had mine long enough to know these trials and tribulations, but when I had my birthday, my age changed on my profile automatically.
Oh, yeah, my age changes now on my profile, but it's still not correct.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Because you started as well, right. Okay, mine's not either, but it did change.
At least I think
Anyway.
it does.
It doesn't matter. I just wanted to,
No, but I was going to say...
say that.
Yeah, I was going to say I've gotten so much slack. There was a relationship that I wanted to be in, but she kept on hanging on to, okay, so you lied about your age. What else are you going to lie about?
Yeah, I agree with the person, I don't know who was your co-host. She just didn't want to be with you. That has nothing to do with your age. that was a jumping off point that she could just hold on to, and because it really that has nothing. I mean, has nothing to do with anything. It's absurd. It's really stupid. Like age doesn't matter if you're connected to somebody or physically attracted. So there was something else wrong that she just didn't want to talk to you about.
Yeah, there was a lot of things wrong. So,
well, I'm just saying her excuse had nothing to do with whatever it was. She was just using it. So I completely agree with your co-host there.
Yeah, well, that's interesting to me.
Yeah, and she didn't want to reveal it. So what you got?
No, she did eventually reveal it. Because there's I did a podcast, I think 4 podcasts with her even before I met Lisa. So my podcasts go in order. So you'll kind of see that relationship.
I don't know, what was her name? I only listened to a couple with Lisa, and there was one with Cheryl. So the age one.
Yeah, so Lisa is the first 13 episodes. After that, it kind of falls off the rails. 14 is with a teacher, and the next 5 after that are with, my ex, Beth. And then the next ones after that is with her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. And I think the rest of them are with my sister, maybe, or my the person who cuts my hair.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
yeah, it's hard to get a good co-host.
I like Lisa. She's cool.
Yeah, she's real cool. Yeah, but she's very aggressive on what she wants.
Yeah, she's definitely an alpha female for sure.
Yeah.
But I like her attitude. She's definitely she has a lot of spot on, opinions that I would agree with pretty much everything that she said. For the most part.
Well,
She's funny.
Yeah. She used to call herself the comedy relief.
Yeah, she's funny. You guys have a good rapport.
Yeah.
So how often do you do these?
I try to do them as much as possible, but it usually winds up one every month, maybe.
That's good.
Because it's hard to find somebody to bounce ideas off of, or to get that opposite opinion. It's like, I don't agree with you. It's kind of hard to find somebody with the opinion where I don't agree with you kind of thing, where I say something and maybe they have a different opinion.
Yeah, right. No, I know. It seemed like you guys agreed on most things, though. It seemed like that. Okay. Anyway, it's interesting. Thanks for the comic relief.
Yeah, it was fun. Wait till you hear her start hitting me.
Hitting on you or hitting you?
Both.
Yeah, or I thought that was funny, the woman who wanted you to buy her clothes. That was hard.
Oh, yeah, I've had a lot of terrible dates. I don't know. It's just really hard for me. It seems to be easy for everybody else.
That's a bizarre one. It's really odd.
Yeah, I think Lisa thinks that I'm unique, I guess. Maybe I'm the strange one.
Well, I don't know. How long have you been doing this for?
Dating?
Well, on these sites and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, if you heard the first episode with the chin flap, that's when I was 19 years old. In between there, I've had long relationships, but I kept on going back to these date sites. Because how else am I supposed to meet that person, if I don't come across them normally?
Yeah, I guess that's what that's what they're there for. I don't know. I only have this past year experience, so I have no idea. I didn't use them at all at that age, and I met my ex when I was 30, so I didn't use them before then because I was in a urban environment where I could meet tons of people all the time. New York City is I bet you everybody does it in New York now, but back then they didn't have to, because people would just meet out, or through friends or work colleagues, and that's how I dated. But I was in a really social career, and I met tons of people all the time.
I don't know. I met tons of people too, but it's nothing went anywhere. I think it was always professional.
Yeah, that's also hard when you're. But you've always been around here, right?
Not necessarily. I lived in Columbus for a little bit.
Well, Ohio.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that is a big difference. If you went outside of Ohio, I think you would have different experiences. That might be, I don't know.
No, I used to travel for work, and I met a lot of people there, but that didn't make any difference.
I don't know what to tell you, Brian.
No, it's just me. That's what I can tell you.
Or maybe you're just, I don't know, too picky.
No, it's not that I'm too picky. It's the thousands of people I meet aren't interested in me.
Well, I don't know about that. Like, maybe your expectations are too high.
I don't have any expectations.
Oh, right? Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
my son's mother can't fit in a roller coaster. That's how big she is.
Wow.
So there's no expectation there.
And is that what you're attracted to?
No, I'm attracted to personality. I mean, there has to be some kind of physical attraction, yeah, but mostly personality and the conversation and, how much fun can we have together and we can continue to have together. What kind of rapport do we have, I mean, I don't go solely on looks.
That's interesting. I don't think I've met any guy who would necessarily say that right off the bat.
Oh, I would. I mean,
Good for you.
I've had every type of person, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's no way I could ever be with somebody who can't fit in a roller coaster. I'm gonna be honest about that. I work way too hard on myself, physically and all that, to be with somebody who's not comparable. It doesn't attract me.
Right. Well, that's why I always stress. I mean, you have to have things in common. Like maybe me and you have the same drive.
Perhaps. But, since I've lied now twice to you, what else am I lying about?
Yeah.
I didn't lie about anything. No, you never even asked.
Right.
You didn't ask if I was still married. You didn't ask if I was lying. I just offered up the information.
Yeah, well, I just found out today. I mean, so...
Yeah, but you never, you didn't ask, so are you, you didn't ask, how old are you? If you'd asked, I probably would have told you the truth. And in fact, that never even comes up. No guy even asks me that, because I don't think it matters.
Maybe all they want is to get into your pants.
And if they ever did, I would tell them the truth. But after, we've met or something like that, so they know whether they're attracted to me or not. And by that time, it shouldn't matter how old I am, especially if nobody's having kids. Why does it matter for me?
Well,
I'm not having any kids.
Yeah, you kind of have to understand the other end. So we see profiles that are totally different. So there's profiles that are out there that spell out things like I have to have a guy with a car, nice teeth, they're not living with their parents, and a whole list of things. A guy that doesn't lie, a guy that's emotionally available. I mean, there's a lot of profiles that are like that, and I just assume that the profile is correct and the age is correct, and I just look past it, where it shouldn't be an issue. But slowly, you realize it's becoming an issue, at least nowadays. And, I just go back to I've gotten so much slack, and this person that I dated for 4 years, she kept on focusing on, well, you lied about your age, but I didn't lie about anything else the whole 4 years. So why are you focusing on that? So she wanted an out instead of telling me the truth. I don't know. I mean, I know the reason why she wanted an out, because she was dating a married man.
Well, exactly, Brian. You answered your own question.
Right.
So, no woman, just like your co-host said, well, I mean, that is an excuse. It was always an excuse. And if somebody's into somebody, they are going to do whatever they can to, create connection or create chemistry or get to know that person or all the above.
Well, why would you waste somebody's time? I mean,
She probably met this guy date her in your relationship? I mean, it sounds like you guys were
No, she
together
didn't.
for a while.
She met him before me.
Well, maybe she didn't start sleeping with him, until later on. Or maybe she's just an asshole. I don't know. I mean, who the fuck does that?
No, she was sleeping with him, I think, 6 months before we met.
And she continued to date him while she dated you?
Yeah, she did. I didn't know that really until I got into the relationship.
Well, that person is just a two-timing asshole. I mean, if you're gonna do that, then just be honest about it. Like, I don't need to. It's pretty simple. And then you have the choice. You, Ryan, have the choice to say, okay, I understand. I'm gonna suck it up and still sleep with you or whatever. Or I'm like, no, I don't. That's not what I want to do. And good luck and whatever. But she was an asshole and wanted both of you and lied. Which is, by the way, pretty unsafe. You're fucking more than one person at a time. Kind of gross.
Yeah, well, she would say, she broke up with me, went out with him, broke up with him, went out with me. She would say that instead of, her, at least my explanation of it. But she was
well, yeah, more
something
excuses.
else.
I bet maybe that's half true. There was like interim in between or whatever. I mean, how many times did you guys quote unquote break up during those years?
I don't even know.
Well, so many that you can't count, or it was just so long ago you don't remember?
I think that part of my life I just don't care to remember anymore.
Okay. So anyway, what I'm saying is, like, it's all just very dishonest. And, we all have our, like, past honesty and all that shit. And it's what you do afterwards. How do you, like, your reflection of, like, what you did that was dishonest, like, how are you going to move forward and, like, make it better, be a better person? Like, yeah, I don't regret the dishonest things I have done because it made me grow to understand, like, that was fucked up. Okay? Like, I'm not going to do that again. But nobody's an angel. There are no angels. But there are people that work on themselves and, can, admit to their wrongdoing and move on. But I don't know one person who's, like, 100% good. Hasn't done something that, that's, like, downright, whatever, dishonest or disrespectful or we all have done, especially if you're a certain age. Like, if you haven't, then you're just a boring fucking person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even as kids, I can see that where you're trying.
I sold candy. I would go to the dollar store or whatever in my town, and it was like this whole challenge. Oh, can I, like, pocket some? What is that, bazooka? I put one in my pocket. I mean, it's like we challenge it. We do that as adults too. Some more than others.
It's like, let's see what we can fuck with now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I'm a 40-some-odd-year-old woman. I'm going to do something. Anyway. I don't think I'm a bad person for, like, my mistakes, though.
No,
if I did,
mean,
then I'd be in a hurt locker.
Right.
And then, and I'd be a hypocrite.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's how you treat people that matters. Or, if we were dating, it's how you would treat me. Kind of thing. That matters.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's all about that. Treating somebody that you feel should treat you, the same way. I love people sometimes.
Yeah, they're fun to talk to. Sometimes.
This black guy goes, "You're so little, you're going to blow right away."
Okay.
The Starbucks parking lot. Oh, my God. Anyway, Brian. Well, good to chat.
Well, have a good day.
Oh, sure.
get right on those podcasts as soon as I can.
Oh,
I had the time, so I was like, I'm going to throw these on.
Well,
And I was like, oh man, you talk about all these things that I've lied about. Shit.
well, no, we can
Wow.
talk in person instead of learn about me through that. I'm surprised you found them. It's like, how
They
did?
were hard to find.
Yeah,
They were
but
right there.
yeah, but there's so many of them that that have the same name as mine.
Oh, I know, yeah. I was able to find it. And, you know, so I knew it was, you should have a picture or something so people can find it more easily.
Well, no, that's the whole idea of the podcast. So we don't have pictures of ourselves because we want to relate to every age range. Or we don't say our ages or anything because, you know, we don't want to deter anybody from listening or relating to what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I think the subject matter, especially when you start listening to them, are completely, it is skewed to certain generations for sure. I think just because it's natural, it's like what your experiences are. I don't know what the letters that have been written in. I don't know what age range those people are, but it doesn't seem like anybody's like in their 20s.
Well, plus there's a sense of mystery. It's like, oh, what do these people look like?
Yeah, true. Yeah. So have you not changed your pictures on your profile either in 5 years?
No, I have. I mean, the pictures have changed over the years because they let me do that. Or whatever's attached to my Facebook page, it automatically picks it up.
No, it does. Oh, mine's not attached to my Facebook.
Oh, yeah, mine is.
Mine's attached to my Instagram.
Yeah, because I don't like that the main picture profile because I look a little bit weird.
Wait, hold on, let me look. I don't remember what it looks like.
I think I'm squinting or something. The sun was in my eyes, and I have a weird, I don't know.
Hold on. Okay, your pictures are, no, I think the first one is the best picture.
Oh.
The second one is silly because I can't even tell what that is. Is that a human being? The third picture is a great picture. The fourth picture is, I mean, you want to show that you play the guitar. That's cool, but you can't tell who that is at all.
Oh.
And the last picture, the second to last picture is not a good picture. And the last picture is a good picture, but it's not, the lighting sucks. Guys don't know how to take pictures, period. Like, these are not surprising.
Yeah, I'm not a good picture taker, so.
No guy does. No, not one guy. It's like, it's a problem. Of course, I mean, obviously I have professional pictures, so unusual. But I tried to put a bunch of, I tried to put like selfies and stuff so that not all of them were professional or anything.
Should I start to take a picture that's shirtless or when I'm fishing or something?
Yeah. I see one more guy with like fucking fish. Oh my god. or a gun.
Yeah, I don't see any of that stuff. Well, I mean, I see fishing pictures from women, and I see gun pictures from women. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, there's just normal things.
Women fishing? Huh. All right. Yeah, I've fished before for sure. Done quite a bit of fishing, but not recently.
Yeah, I don't do
Nothing
fishing.
recent.
Yeah, fishing's too boring for me. I can't just sit there and just wait. I got to do something.
I've done fly fishing for bonefish, which can be boring, but then it can be really exciting. It can go both ways.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm back in Cleveland.
Yay!
I'm gonna go plan class at the pool. What do you got going on?
I had a little bit of work to do. I have client accounts to switch over. I got about 40 of them. I don't know. I mean, I was just doing my backyard this morning because I'm creating kind of a waterfall on a path, and then I'm going to build a gazebo back there.
Oh, awesome. That sounds wonderful and peaceful.
Yeah. So it's trying to get that peace back in there.
That's awesome. Well, good luck with that.
So, yeah, maybe we'll talk about Cheryl again. And
Yeah, we can go shopping. You can buy me some clothes.
oh, yeah.
Or get mad that you don't. Good times all around.
Yeah, you can tell me you had a good time and then text me and say, I don't think it's a good fit, and we'll just go home.
Yeah. Sounds good. Great. All right, cool. Nice to chat.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Now let's talk to somebody else about the same topic. So let's beat this horse to death. If somebody focuses on just one thing throughout the whole relationship, it's because they can't pick out any other problems. And they're possibly deflecting. And they're trying to find any excuse not to tell the real truth on what's going on, what's happening. So they want to cloud the issue with something else just to distract you and make you think it's your fault and not theirs. Remember, you can email stories or comments at advice4youmandme@gmail.com or call our after hours line at 330-510-1294. Now let's listen in on another opinion. It's just another thing about people lying about their age. Yeah, there's this lady that adjusted her age, and then there's this a bunch of other guys that adjusted their age, and it's all okay. But the part I don't understand is, I get ridiculed if I change my age by certain people. But I don't know. It's just all around stupid for me.
Okay, no, keep explaining, because I'm not really understanding.
No, it's just a certain relationship. I just got shit for it. When she did 20 million things worse than I did.
Which one is she?
It's the last relationship I was in.
Okay.
Everybody else changes their age, and somebody suggested, well, why don't I change my age, because I don't get any hits or any responses or any nothing. Nobody even looks at me. So I changed it once on the top part, but then I put in the subject line or in the body of the profile my real age.
Uh-huh.
And I started getting responses, so that was kind of nice. But then, once I got into a relationship with a certain person, she kind of bitched me out. It's like, why are you lying? What else are you lying about? Why do you continue to lie? And I'm like, I'm not continuing lying. So we went back and forth for 4 years about that one thing when she did a lot worse. Like she lied that she was single when she was really married. So I didn't realize that she was married when I met her.
What?
And then the next thing I found out is I didn't realize that she had a second boyfriend besides me that was married. So she loved dating this guy that was married, and I was single, I was available. I had, no attachments, but she loved the chase. Even though I don't like this word, even though she gaslit me and said, I was the best thing. You're everything I ever wanted. And then she goes out and, she's still married and she's dating this other married guy.
Oh my God, Brian.
All she wanted, or all he wanted, was sex from her. But she wanted something else. And this guy was ugly. He's got a big fat old belly and he's bald and he's got a big old beard. He's not really attractive. And look at me. It just makes me look like an idiot.
It wasn't your fault.
No, I'm sure it wasn't my fault, but she tried to convince me that it was. In the end, she gave all kinds of excuses, but she kept on coming back. It's like, all these guys are assholes, but you. It's like, of course, I'm not an asshole, but you like assholes. Yeah, thanks for treating me like a jerk.
I thought you did a podcast about this before.
Yeah, I did. I forgot what her name was. Where she was 55 and she changed her age to 50. And I posed the same questions. It's like, okay, so what else are you lying about? And then she laughed. She's like, well, it's just like real estate. It's like you don't want to eliminate the more expensive or maybe the older homes as opposed to the younger homes.
So she looks at herself like a piece of meat.
No, it's how you relate with people. So she had a young child, but she's older, and she can't relate with other people that have children that have already graduated and now they're out of the home. It's like, how can you not relate when they've already been through what you've been through? I'm trying to rationalize certain things associated with the last relationship that was, I don't know, she gave stupid excuses of things that, I don't know, that she didn't like about me.
What did she not like about you? And first of all, she's ridiculous. And I'm just curious what she said.
I don't know, it just goes back and forth, pretty much. She always focuses around me lying about something. But she assumes when I'm having a conversation, like, I used to wrestle on TV, actually.
You said that the other night, and I meant to ask you about that, but...
So then, she thinks I lied about that until she came across either my mother or my sister or one of my best friends that I grew up with. We were all in the ring together, and they all saw what I did. But just because she assumes that I lied and didn't follow it up with facts or didn't ask me to say, hey, why don't you just talk to my mother? Why don't you just talk to my sister? Hey, why don't you meet with my friends? Let's get together.
Okay.
And we'll talk about it. And
so go back to the wrestling thing.
Yep.
You were on TV for wrestling.
Yeah, I did it for about maybe 4 years until I got the herniated disc and nerve damage.
For like what? I almost said what team, but that doesn't sound like it's right. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. Was it like WW? It wasn't like WWF, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was?
Yeah, but this is like the northern, around the lake. So the association was called Great Lakes Wrestling Association.
Okay.
So we went around like the east or northeast, around Ohio, around up in PA or New York or Chicago or wherever, and we did shows.
Oh, wow. So you were a wrestler in high school? Wow. In high school, right?
No, this was when I was, I think the last thing I did it when I was 24.
No, I mean you started in high school.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. And then how did you get involved in that from high school?
My buddy that I grew up with in high school, he was a machinist, and he met a guy named Terry the Bear. He worked with him.
Okay.
And he had a ring in his backyard. So we I was interested, and we both watched wrestling when we grew up, and we started practicing in his ring in the backyard until we were good enough to, go around and do it for money.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Okay. So back to the Psycho X. So, but why do you feel like she needed to go to your mom? Like, if you told her something, like, why do you feel like she needed to prove it to
No,
anybody?
she wouldn't go to anybody. She would make excuses.
Okay.
Like, she caught me at lying about something. It's like, see, you lied about something. And I'm like, no, I didn't.
Okay.
Because she's gotten hurt big time in the past. A lot of the guys that she's been with hurt her pretty badly. There's one guy that she didn't know that was married, but found out he was married a year later.
Ooh.
And he was married to his wife, and then she got engaged to this guy, and then there's a story about her meeting their family on vacation, and even the family kind of lied, sort of, and didn't tell her.
That he was married?
Right.
What the fuck? That's horrible.
So she found out who the wife was, and she went to the house, knocked on the door, and then they started talking, and the wife thought that they were working on things. And so that's when she decided, okay, I'm done with him. I'm done with this lying, cheating guy. And ever since then, I mean, there was a bunch of other guys that did the same thing.
Okay.
Lied and cheat, and so she thinks all guys are liars and cheaters. And she's convincing herself that I'm a liar and cheater when I'm really not. And that's the basis of, okay, so I can't trust you. So she's making all this stuff up in her head. When the trigger was, there was only like one or two things that I lied about at the beginning, which were really small. And it wasn't really a lie, because even in my profile, the body of the profile said my real age, and I got screenshots of it.
What was the second thing that you lied about to her? What did you lied about?
Oh, she thinks I lied where I lived, and I mean, in a sense, I kind of, at the time, I lived in my car in between different places. So I lived with my buddy Ben, and then I changed my address to my mother's house. When I separated with my son's mother. But she thinks I lied about the fact that where I lived, because on my Facebook page I had a screenshot of, I think it's called the banner that's on the top. So there's a picture of my son's mother's house, because I was kind of proud of kind of rebuilding the house, redoing it, because I used to flip houses. And I did a lot of the work myself. So this house was built in 1872, and it had a lot of gingerbread in the front. I think that's what they called it, but it was fancy, more intricate designed woodwork going across the porch. So when I got together with her, the porch was, at least the roof was caving in and falling apart. So I mean, before we had a child, I ripped up the whole front. I ripped up the deck. I ripped up the intricate patterns, and I tried to redo it. And eventually I did. I redid the whole front part. I secured the roof so it's not caving in, and there's new wood panels and everything else. And I took a picture of it because I was proud of it. And I kept it on my Facebook page for a long time. So she put two and two together by herself. So because I put that as my banner page, she thinks that I live there. And I'm like, why would I advertise to everybody the address of my house?
Right.
And when I totally live somewhere else. She thought I lied about that. But that's easy to find out too. Just, talk to my son or my son's mother. I mean, that's easy to do, but she doesn't do that. So she just stays in her own bubble, and she's like, well, give me your phone number. So she tells me things that I'm not comfortable with doing. So if I ask my son's mother, am I allowed to give your phone number to a crazy ex-girlfriend of mine? And anybody with the sane mind would say no. Why would I do that?
Sure sounds crazy.
It's more insecure than anything else. And even when she was friends on my Facebook page, it's easy to just click on any one of my friends and start texting them. Say, hey, did Brian really do this? They'll tell you.
Right.
I mean, it's all stupid, ridiculous stuff in order to push me away. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that she did didn't make any sense. She made accusations that, out of midair.
But what was your appeal to her to keep on wanting to stay with her?
Well, the appeal was we related in a lot of different ways. We had a lot of things in common. And I understood why she did what she did because, she was insecure. She had a lot of people lie to her. And, if I give her evidence of I'm not lying, that should make her, feel a little bit better, wouldn't it? If I can reassure her and constantly tell her, no, it's not really this way. You misunderstood.
I mean, why? I mean, this is my thing. Like, why should you have to prove, all the time to someone? I mean, I understand why my kid's dad I understand why he's a nutball. You can list all the reasons why, but I don't accept it, nor am I going to put up with it.
Yeah, but all the things that we had in common and all the things that we can relate to, you can't really make that stuff up.
Okay.
So, and it's hard to find somebody that's that much compatible with you, whether it's emotionally, physically, and mentally. That's really hard to find. And I found a lot of that in her. She was just very insecure and, I don't know, just not trusting to begin with.
So you bonded over not being trusting?
No, over time, I didn't really trust her. And then, in dating online anyways, I don't really trust people because, there's a lot of lies out there. I know I've done them myself, but I've corrected it.
So what do you think? I'm a liar?
Why? Did you change your age?
No.
Okay.
But I hear everything you're saying, and I know it's hurtful. But what I guess my concern is the fact that you're letting someone get to you and change the person you are because of the way she treated you.
Well, she's not going to change me into an asshole because she's already one.
Okay. Just as long as you're aware that, you don't need to change the person you are because at one point I was like, I'm just going to be a bitch. I'm just going to start being like, nope, just be like hard and whatever. And it's not me. I'm trusting, I'm kind. I'm being a dead horse about everything, trying to make sure that, and that's just who I am. And at first I really wanted to change because look where it got me.
Yeah, but your past is different from hers because, she's had to deal with her father and her mother lying and a lot of that trauma, and it passed on to the choices that she made and who she dated. So as soon as she came up to me, I didn't really do any of that stuff. And that was foreign to her. So she doesn't know what a good relationship is, and I showed her what it was. And she, it's like everybody under the sun in their profile says, okay, I want to be happy, I want to have fun, I want to do this, and I want to do that. And then once you get into who they are, they really don't have the background and know what a good relationship is anyways.
Okay, so I will agree to that to a point, but I have seen it, like my last relationship, like opened my eyes to everything. Everything.
Yeah, but the last relationship, oh, okay. No, I know what you're talking about now.
So I never knew what, and again, the kid's dad wasn't even giving me the bare minimum. I'll be honest with you, like, I mean, not that I would lie, because again, I don't lie, but I don't know why you always say that. To be honest, there is not one moment that I ever missed Ryan, which is my second husband. And I feel terrible for that. I did not miss him one bit because I did everything. I paid for everything. Everything was me. You know what I mean? If I wanted sex, I was the one that had to instigate it. You know, if I wanted snuggles, I was the one that had to instigate it. Like, there was no, you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't miss him one time.
Yeah,
So
I mean, you fell together, and that's the relationship that's great, and that's what I had with that other person.
Yeah.
We just fell together. Everything felt right. It was just natural, and it was fun all the time.
I've had two like that.
Yeah, I've never had a relationship like
No.
that. I mean, I was never that comfortable. So that's probably one of the reasons why I can't really sleep, because I'm really not comfortable enough, unfortunately.
Okay, stop a second. So what do you mean you're not comfortable enough to sleep?
I guess the connection is somewhat relaxing to me. I mean, I don't like the struggle of dating, trying to figure out, okay, do we have a connection? Do we have things in common? Do you have the ability to talk and make a conversation? Most people don't. At least the people that I come across. I mean, me and you have a conversation, which is great. At least you know how to make a conversation. But most people I come across don't know how to even do that.
Okay, you just totally deflected. So,
No, that's the comfort thing that makes me be comfortable enough to sleep and relax. That's not deflective. That's describing what I'm looking for and I need to make myself comfortable. You know what I mean?
Sort of. So, if you're comfortable with what's going on in your life, even though the person isn't with you, you're able to sleep. Like, your soul isn't at peace right now.
No, I'm not sure I understood. It almost sounded like if I'm by myself and I'm single, I'm comfortable. I'm not comfortable.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're not comfortable.
Okay, I think I lost you.
Okay, so if you're in a relationship and you're secure in the relationship, you relax.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out.
It's almost like your dog. You know, your dog is like tiptoeing, trying to sniff me out, and then is that a girl or a boy?
It's a girl.
Okay, so she kind of inches over closer and closer, and I pretend not to look at her, and then I start petting her, and then she gets comfortable, and then I start petting her some more and paying her more attention, and then she gets more comfortable, and then she gets more close. So it's almost the same thing. So your dog has almost the same issue that I do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But your dog doesn't have a lot of trust either.
No, she does not. Like, she trusts me. I'm the only person. Well, she trusts Morgan because Morgan can pick her up. But, like, you know, I can play rough with her. No one else can play rough with her. And she likes it. But no one else better dare do it. You know, she'll lay on me. She'll fall. Like, she'll climb on the couch and step on me and, like, lay on me and stuff. She won't do that to anybody else.
She did that to me.
Yeah, well, you're right. She lays on people like that, yes. There's a different way I'll show you that she'll lay on me she lays on me sometimes. Like, if I'm on, like, my side or something, I'll pull her down and she'll lay on my side with me and she'll sleep. But yeah, she was comfortable with you, which is crazy. But she's not comfortable with men in general.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen her in a long time, so
Yeah.
So hopefully she'll remember who I am.
Yeah, it may take her a minute, but she knows good eggs. It's funny because she's always It's like she knows. It's really weird. But like, so is it a scenario thing for you to feel more comfortable with?
I don't know. With me and my last relationship, it took a little bit of time for me to understand what kind of a connection we had, and it took time to discover her background and how we both relate. I don't know. There's a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of stupid things that we connect with and a lot of serious things that we connect with. But I don't know, she hung on to, it's almost like she's hanging on to her past. And I keep telling her I'm not them.
And some people do that, and you tell them that. You're like, you're ruining your future with your past. I have a cousin that's like that. And I'm like, that shit happened like 20 years ago. Like, move on. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't get it. But
in my mind, I'm thinking it's almost like she fears something. She fears like she's gonna date somebody like her father, and she doesn't like her father at all.
uh-huh.
You know, trust. I don't think she understands that trust is a choice. She chooses to be something that's more narcissistic. She wants what she wants. But she doesn't understand that what we had is what she needed. You described what she needed, and I fit that perfectly. And I didn't give her any reason to leave at all. She gave herself reasons to leave. The very minor things that I did triggered her fears and her insecurities.
I mean, here's the thing. You can't make people see something. It was like we were talking the other night about what I was saying when, someone's in an abusive relationship, unless they want to leave, they're not going to leave.
Well, with her, it's a little bit different because I had the evidence. She texts me one thing, and then she says something the opposite. It's like, no, we didn't make plans. And I'm like, yeah, we did. It was yesterday. See this text? And then I screenshot the text.
Mm-hmm.
She does whatever she wants without respecting my feelings or being accountable for her actions.
I mean, to me, that sounds like a crappy adult.
I'm the crappy adult?
No. Her. No. You don't want somebody that's going to treat you like that. And I know it doesn't make the situation any easier in the past, because you can look back at this stuff and be like, you don't want this or want that. I don't know. I'm a proponent of, I feel like everything works out for a reason.
Not when she's coming across unreasonable. Yeah, but she understands her downfalls. But then, when something happens, she doesn't care. She's like, I know I'm crappy. I know I treated you like crap, but I apologize. And then she doesn't really correct it.
Because people have let her get away with that.
No, she'll go somewhere else.
And see, I can't imagine being like that to someone. Yeah, I know I treated you like shit, and I lied to you, but I'm sorry. And then that's the way my ex-husband used to treat me, my first ex-husband. Like, this is like a stupid example, but he we were on the outs of our marriage, and I agreed to give him another chance, and he came home with gifts for the kids, and then told me I could share Connor's gift because he didn't get me anything. I mean, I would have been happy with like a dollar candy bar. I mean, seriously. But it was like he was testing me.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing that she did. She usually sets me up for failure.
Yep.
And I'm like, you told me to do this.
Yep. And some of that is to do with adoption, but to do with kids that are adopted, because my kid's dad was adopted. There's a whole book about it, and I even contacted the author of the book, and she said, bottom line is he's going to keep on pushing you away and testing you until you've had enough, and he did.
Well,
and that's the pattern with adopted children.
Well, she wasn't really adopted. She was tossed back and forth between one parent and the other.
I was talking about my kid's dad, not your ex.
Right.
What was her name?
Who?
Your ex, the one we're talking about.
Beth.
And she was just testing you.
Yeah, but other men have done the same thing to her. So she decides to do the same thing to me.
How do you know that she hadn't done the same thing to them? Because that's the thing. Here's the thing, is that when you tell a story, there's always two different sides. She's not going to portray herself in the actual light. Do you really think you're the only person you've done this to? Somehow, I don't think so.
No, she's done this to everybody. I mean, she's so insecure that she puts software on people's computers to find out what they're doing. Or she puts trackers on their phone or their cars because she's so insecure.
She put a tracker on your car.
No, she put a tracker on on the married guy. When obviously he's going back to his wife at his house. She already knows where he's going.
God.
I mean, it's stupid.
Yep. I mean, but here's the thing. You've got to let go and get past all that.
It becomes hard to move past that when you're looking at her furniture at our house, the artwork that we've done together, all kinds of stuff. It becomes pretty hard to deal with.
Seriously.
Yeah, well, regardless, I mean, it's still stupid on what she did.
No, it is stupid, but you have to let that go and not internalize that. You can't internalize it. Like, right now, your head completely told me that all these things you did and how it was, I mean, none of it's right. People don't do that. Not people that you want to be with.
Right.
I mean, they're nice and they're kind and they're considerate and, you know, they invite you to do things and they have no motive other than just wanting to be with you and spend time with you. You know, and they trust you.
All right, that's what it felt like at first with her, but until it, until the other side comes out, I guess. But even if you're in a different relationship, it just takes time to learn who they are and what history you can relate with, I guess.
Yeah.
To get that connection.
And that's true. Because we all have, different things and in different ways we react to things and, like...
Okay. Your cat got into the paint? Okay.
Yep, that's how it was. I seriously, I was like, okay.
You gotta scrub the floor? Okay.
Yep.
Sometimes even the littlest trauma just triggers somebody, but you can only do as much as you can. So I guess for next time, this will close this chapter, and we'll see you next time. Bye.